and welcome to today's video. Today, as you guys can see, I'm doing yet another cosplay review. A little while ago, I asked you guys what cosplay stores you'd like to see me review, and two of the highest requested ones were Rolecosplay and LaMail Wigs. Now, they actually happen to be the same company, so this review is going to kind of be like a two birds with one stone situation, although I don't really like that term. I don't want to kill any birds with any stones. Anyway, today it's going to be kind of like a 2-for-1 review. I reached out to them and asked if they would be interested in sending me a cosplay for the purpose of doing a review, and so here we are. So as you guys can obviously tell, given the intro of this video, I'm going to be reviewing their Sophie cosplay from Howl's Moving Castle. It's a very simple kind of design, so it's going to be nice and straightforward. I'm just going to be talking about all the different elements that I like to look at when I am buying a pre-made cosplay. Like I said, the cosplay in this video was given to me for free for the purpose of doing this review for you guys. This is not a paid video, and regardless, I'm always going to be honest about how I feel about a given product or service when I am talking about it with you guys. All of that out of the way, let's get into it. So overall, I do have positive things to say about this cosplay, especially when balancing it out against the price point. I think the price versus the cosplay is very fair, and you do get what you pay for, which I mean like in a good way. In terms of shipping and customer service, they have very good customer service, and the shipping was very, very fast. It took about 2.5 to 3 weeks to arrive, and I did have tracked shipping, so I got email notifications every time it reached like a certain checkpoint, including when it actually arrived at my door. So I got this email saying that like it had arrived, I went downstairs, and there it was on my porch. So that was very good, very positive things to say about that. This particular cosplay is actually a custom fitted cosplay, so they asked me for my measurements and then custom made the cosplay accordingly, which is very neat. I've never had that before, and overall the fit is very good, but I'm going to talk more about the fit later on. The first things I'm going to touch on, which are the main things that I look at when looking at pre-made cosplays, is of course the material and the construction. So the material on this cosplay is a pretty standard material when it comes to buying pre-made cosplays. If you've bought pre-made cosplays in the past, you probably recognize this material. So it has a very kind of strong grain line, it has a nice thickness to it, and it has like a slight sheen when you look at it up close, but it photographs really well. You don't get that sheen in photos unless, I guess, you have like a really strong flash photography. Overall, it's a solid material. It doesn't look as if you'll have to worry about any pilling, which is great, and overall it's nice and heavy, and it holds the shape of the cosplay really well, and it's not like super sheer or anything. So the material, good things to say there. In terms of the construction, I think the best way that I can describe the construction on this cosplay is just crisp. Like everything is just nice and crisp, especially when you're looking at like the bottom of the skirt, the edges of the apron, the edges of like the apron ties are incredibly crisp. Everything is very crisp and nicely constructed, and is definitely at the level that you would expect when weighing it against the price point. It isn't like a super expensive cosplay, but it's not an insanely cheap cosplay. So like the price point versus the construction and the materials, I think, are very fair for what you get. All of the edges are nice and finished, they're serged and everything, so it looks very crisp, and it will definitely look nice in photos. Probably my favorite part of the cosplay overall is the skirt. The skirt just has a fantastic flow and has a fantastic shape to it, and I just feel like really pretty when I wear it. It has that kind of like flowy, romantic Ghibli look to it. Like I'm ready to go and run around in the hills with a basket. That's the Ghibli aesthetic, right? You guys know what I mean? Anyway, it has a very, very nice flow to it. I feel really pretty when I wear it. That probably was the part that stuck out to me the most. In terms of sizing, one thing to keep in mind about this cosplay is that in canon, Sophie's dress is very loose fitting in the bodice and in the sleeves. So when I first put this cosplay on, that kind of caught me off guard. I kind of like wasn't sure if the fit was right, but it is, because it's meant to be like baggier in those particular areas. So in those terms, everything fits really well, and the waist especially is so like nice fitting. I don't know, there's just something like really nice about wearing a dress that just like cinches your waist nicely and just like fits really nice in the waist. It looks canon, it fits well. In terms of like the breathability of the material, it's not too thick, it does breathe quite nicely. So overall, like comfort is good, fit is good. All the points that I kind of expect when it comes to buying pre-made cosplays are hit. There are a few weaknesses, however, which obviously I'm going to touch on. These are very easy to fix, but it's still important that I obviously touch on those. I'm actually just gonna pop the cosplay on so I can give you guys kind of like a better idea of what I'm talking about. So I will be right back. Okay. So here we are. So as you can see, like I said, it is very kind of like loose in the sleeves and the bodice, which is canon to her design. It has very nice darting here, which I really like. Anyway, so just to talk about some of the adjustments that I had to make. First thing is the collar does sit quite high, and it's not 100% accurate. So definitely on me, like this is way higher than it needs to be. And in Canon, it looks like the white actually folds over onto the blue and is a little bit like kind of scalloped. I'll put a picture there so you can see what I mean. So that is an adjustment that I need to make. It's not a huge issue. I made all the necessary adjustments in the showcase footage, which you guys saw at the beginning of this video. So what I did was I actually folded the white down over the blue to make it both more accurate to the actual design and to also make it shorter on me. The next thing is that the little buttonholes here aren't finished or burnt or anything, so they are fraying a lot, and that does make it kind of challenging to actually do up the buttons. To fix that, it's quite easy. I just went in with a match and burnt them to fix that. So again, very easy thing to fix. And then the other thing is that the wrists of the sleeves are quite large. Her sleeves are supposed to be baggy, but the kind of like wristband part is nice and fitted. So obviously this is like twice as wide as it needs to be. It is an important thing to fix because when I wear this with the wristbands being all loose, it just kind of looks like the sleeves are too big, whereas they're supposed to be kind of like baggy and puffy and then like fitted on the end. So to fix that, there are two ways to do it. The first way is the quick and dirty way. That's the way that I did it, is I just took this button off and moved it over to make it so that this was going to fit tighter. If you wanted to do this kind of like the nice way, you go in and seam rip this band off, regather the sleeves, and then sew this band back on. But again, if you're kind of looking for like a quick fix, that's the best way to do it, is just to move the button over. The last kind of nitpick that I have is the fact that the zipper here, you guys can see that, it is a white zipper. It makes it very obvious, and so you kind of just have like this weird kind of like white thing poking out, which is unfortunate. It would be really nice if it was a blue zipper. Luckily, it's not a huge issue. You are going to probably have your arm down most of the time while wearing this, but again, it would be nice if it was a blue zipper. So those are all the kind of like little critiques that I have for it, but these are very easy things to adjust, and it is a normal thing to have to adjust a store-bought cosplay. That's something that's important to expect when it comes to buying pre-made cosplays. You are going to have to make some slight alterations to it. It's not going to be like 100% when you take it out of the bag. You do have to kind of customize it a little bit. So these are kind of things that I expected, and they're easy to fix, but they're still important things to kind of tell you guys about this cosplay. But overall, I have very good things to say about this company. The cosplay that you get is a good value for the price that you pay, even with like the little adjustments that you have to make. But again, that is a normal part of buying pre-made cosplays. I hope that this was helpful for you guys and that you enjoyed watching this. I will be doing more cosplay reviews in the future, so keep an eye out for those. As usual, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys all next time. But until then, kind faces, please be sure to take care. Bye.